Let me ask you a question. What makes a good video game sequel? I mean, a video game sequel can be hit or miss, depending on well it balances maintaining the essence of the original while introducing fresh elements to captivate players, which has caused video game sequels to range from better than the original like Portal 2, or the worst game of all time like Duke Nukem Forever. But today, I want to talk about a game that all of a sudden boomed in popularity, which makes it interesting, because not only was the original game and the sequel 8 years apart, but then they proceeded to sell over 1 million units in under a week. With over 450,000 people playing just today as of recording this, Helldivers 2 has taken gaming by storm with its unique yet chaotic gameplay. But how did we get to this point? For that, we gotta go to the beginning. Helldivers was a top-down shooter developed by Arrowhead Game Studios and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. The game was released for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation Vita, with crossplay, in March of 2015. A version for Microsoft Windows was also released via Steam on December 7th, 2015, making it the first Sony game published for Windows. Helldivers had both couch and online co-op for up to 4 players. The game takes inspiration from military science fiction such as Alien and Starship Troopers, as Helldivers received positive reviews from critics. The dystopian universe of Helldivers has mankind ruled by a managed democracy, an improvement of contemporary democracy where the outcome of elections are more predictable. The improved democracy has become more of a way of electing a government, and it's become a creed by which the brainwashed inhabitants of Super Earth fight without fully acknowledging what it means. Super Earth, the fictional futuristic Earth, is beset on all sides of the 3 hostile enemy races, the Bugs, the Cyborgs, and the Illuminates, that, according to the government, in one way or another needs to be subdued. And while the Helldivers are a pure combat unit, they're often tasked with retrieving technology, activating oil pumps, or other activity that is deemed important by the government to preserve freedom and the Earth way of life. The game received generally good reviews on PlayStation 4 and PC, according to Metacritic. Famitsu gave it a score of 2 8s, 1 7, and 1 8 for a total score of 31 out of 40. IGN played the demo version of Helldivers at the 2013 Gamescom and reviewed the demo positively, commenting that it isn't easy, but this throwback to classic top-down shooters is still a good time. GameSpot's reviewer Cameron Woolley noted that the PlayStation 4 version has fantastic cooperative action, but missions and story are lacking. IGN said that the same PS4 version, brutal, focused, and mechanically rich. Helldivers is one of the best co-op action experiences you can have. Fast forward to May of 2023, Arrowhead Game Studios and Sony Interactive Entertainment announced a sequel titled Helldivers 2. Unlike the first game, the sequel is no longer a top-down shooter, but instead, a third and first-person shooter. A nice change of pace that not only refreshed the series, but also breathed new life into the franchise after Arrowhead's hiatus on a popular shooter. On December 3rd, 2020, Arrowhead Game Studios revealed that they are working on a new project, projected to be released on PlayStation 5. It was confirmed that the game would be a third-person shooter. On September 13th, 2021, Helldivers 2 was mentioned in a GeForce Now leak. The game was teased in a TikTok post showing Arrowhead's social media manager starting their workday, which was followed by a series of posts from fans demanding them to release the game. Helldivers 2 was announced during the 2023 PlayStation Showcase, with a slated release of some time in 2023. On the 6th of July in 2023, a trailer showcasing gameplay was released. The game received an M rating on the ESRB for blood and gore and intense violence. And on September 14th of 2023, gameplay was shown at a PlayStation State of Play event. During the event, the game got an official release date set for February 8th, 2024. Pre-orders became available on the 22nd of September. Helldivers 2 received generally favorable reviews from critics, according to Metacritic. Aaron Bain of Push Square called the game a righteous affair, offering up best-in-class gunplay, and a truly epic and often cinematic experience, mixed with one of the best co-op gameplay romps currently available on the market. However, he criticized the game for its matchmaking issues and crashes that have occurred while playing the game. In addition to the instability and matchmaking issues, many Steam users also criticized the game used for kernel-level anti-cheat measures, particularly mprotect GameGuard, both citing privacy concerns and wasted system resources. Additionally, since the game doesn't incorporate player versus player gameplay, many players felt that the incorporation of such a strong anti-cheat measures were excessive. Helldivers 2 became the biggest launch for any PlayStation published game on PC. Following its initial success, Arrowhead Studios announced it intended to increase the size of its studio and hire more developers to accelerate its post-launch content plans. When I found a game you could get into the action pretty quickly, and playing in a team of couple, whether ones you know or random players, it's clearly the way to go if you want to get the most out of Helldivers 2. The only problem is actually finding a game. Frustratingly, it took ages to find a game sometimes, and even though I knew for a fact that there were thousands of people playing at the same time I was. Sometimes after a particularly long wait, I joined a game only to have the host player disconnect, which boots you back to your own ship. And one time I was halfway through a game with other players when the game crashed. The servers have gotten so bad that people are going AFK just so they don't have to re-enter the queue, which is smart, but also tell you how popular the game was compared to Arrowhead's expectations for the game initially. Eventually coming out and letting everyone know that they are working on adding to the server database. When the game worked as intended, it was absolutely fantastic, with the only dull moments being in the few games I played by myself without any online teammates. It is one of those games that took the multiplayer portion of its project and did the absolute most with it, and it's amazing to see how well it's doing. It's single-handedly taken over the internet, and has a possibility of hosting an even larger community, being that it just released. And for Arrowhead Games, the sky is the limit. When you have a gameplay and a consumer like me gets interested in the game by just looking at YouTube clips of people posting funny moments and everything in between about that, it's so cool to see that such a great game is getting such good praise. And the peak just happened in the last 24 hours. It could get even higher because they don't even have the adequate amount of servers because they weren't even expecting this. I'm so happy for Helldivers 2 and Arrowhead Games. This is such an amazing game. I've been able to play it and I have nothing bad to say about it. And it's awesome. I really do love the game. But yeah, if you guys have played Helldivers 2 as well, let me know. It's been so cool just to see banger after banger of games come onto the scene. It's so cool just to see a bunch of new games that are getting the respect and hype they deserved, especially indie games. You don't really see many AAA titles being debuted, but obviously it's, the first few months of the year, so whatever. But this is really cool to see from indie games, and I hope that this continues for the rest of the year. But with that being said, if you guys like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell for future notifications. If you subscribe, please subscribe. I'm just really sad. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later. Peace.